And welcome to a quick and easy tutorial on how to make Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2 60 frames per second. First, start by opening PCSX2 if you haven't already. Of course, you can only do this on PCSX2. Can't do this on an actual PS2, it's impossible. If you don't have your program log open it by clicking on MISC and Show Console. This way you can see what goes on while you're running the game. And now, make sure you have the right game selected. And go ahead and boot the game. Once you see these numbers up here, you're safe to close it. And what we're looking for right here is this number. For me, it'll be different than yours because you might not have Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. You might have just Kingdom Hearts 2 or Kingdom Hearts 1 for that matter. This works for both games. So my code is F266B00B. Now what we're going to do with this code, we're going to create a new text document. And we're going to make it the title. F266B00B. Whoops. And go ahead and open it. And down there in the description, you will see some codes that you can paste in here for your version of the game. I conveniently have a text document right here that has what I need. I'm going to go ahead and paste this in right there. Now this is like basically a cheat code that lets us do this. And if you want to keep track of what code the game is for, what game the code is for rather, go ahead and put / Kingdom Hearts whatever version, because the name isn't going to be very obvious. Now what you're going to have to do is click Save As, and instead of text documents, you want all files. We're going to change TXT to .PNACH. Yeah, I'll just replace my old one. Go ahead and close out of that, you're done. Actually, I need that. Okay. And what you're going to do next is you're going to drag that new file you created. Mine is on my other monitor for some reason. I will get that. And you're going to open your PCSX2 directory. I do not remember the default. I've had this installed for multiple years. But I have it installed to my desktop, my game folder, and then PCSX2. In there, if you don't have one already, create a cheats folder. And then open that cheats folder. Drag this new file we just created in the cheats folder. Drop it. Close the folder. You don't need it open anymore. Unless you want to create more codes. Now go to System. Make sure you have Enable Cheats selected. This will make it so you're able to load the 60 FPS code and make your game 30 more frames, my bad. And go ahead and hit boot. I will get back to you once the game is loaded. Okay, once your game is loaded, go ahead and select your save file, and go ahead and load your game. Now you will see your game is 30 more frames than it used to. When you rotate your camera, it'll be obvious that more stuff is being rendered, and you might even get some frame drop, like you might see on the recording right now. That's because this takes twice the amount of resources than it normally does to play the game. And this is because you're drawing 30 more frames when there's only normally 30 to begin with. So your computer takes quite a heavy load while doing this, especially while recording like me. Normally this can run fine on a GTX 970, which is what I have. But since I'm recording, it taxes it a bit. You can see everything works fine. 30 more frames than you used to. I will show a comparison in a moment. As you can see, this game is no longer running at 60 frames per second. You can see it's less smooth. But however, the game is more stable this way. Because I will get to it in a bit, but there are some problems with running this game at 60 frames per second because it's not really designed for that. Basically, there's some physics problems regarding gravity, and some things just straight up don't work. But that is more prevalent in Kingdom Hearts 1. The Kingdom Hearts 2 is pretty good, doesn't have too many problems, but if you want to fight Saix and maybe some other data battles, so you will have probably some little bit of difficulty. I know I can't beat Saix, I'm pretty sure it's impossible. But yeah, there's the comparison, and I'll see you back on the desktop. And here we are back at the desktop. If you want to disable 60 frames per second, you don't have to delete the PNACH file. All you have to do is hit this little button right here. Make sure Enable Cheats is unchecked, and then you can play in 30 frames per second, which you will have to at some points of the game to make it work properly. And I'll show you what exact problems the game has in 60 frames. As you can see here, Kingdom Hearts 2 FMVs run twice as fast, although this is remedied by the new code that was given right here. Thank you to Davina, this poster right here. This is how I found these a while back. In the Grandmaster minigame, the ball only rises a little bit instead of the full length, and that's because of the gravity thing I mentioned earlier, in which you can do the bypass method to fix, which is basically just doing what I said earlier and disabling the hack. Sephiroth battles more difficult, and most bosses that are in the high difficulty range are. I think Terra has some problems with how long he's in the air when you're knocking him down. Quick run distance is cut in half. Cavern of Remembrance trials, like the little obstacles you have to do, that's only in Final Mix. They're a little bit more difficult to pass. I remember I was trying to do the Wisdom one yesterday, and I had some difficulty. However, you should just do the bypass method and it'll be fine. Gravity slightly increased, I already mentioned that. And like I said earlier, the Saix data battle is literally impossible. I was wondering why I couldn't beat it before until I actually learned that recently. I didn't really read this thread too in depth until I was making this video. And that's most of the problems for Kingdom Hearts 2. Music minigame's broken, bypass method. And Kingdom Hearts 1, some things break, some cutscene dialogue may interrupt lines. Not a big issue, I guess. But green and red trinities are completely broken and they freeze the game, so do the bypass method. And of course, FMVs run twice as fast. And the reason that is because the FMVs are rendered at 30 frames per second. You can't inject 30 more frames because you're not re-rendering that. That's not how FMVs are played. And chain of memories, ladders may be broken. I actually didn't know this word for chain of memories. I did not read this forum post at all. Ladders may be broken. Sora slash Riku stuck while climbing can partially be solved by jumping on the ladders in midair, but you climb half speed. Goofy Smash move, where Goofy and Sora alternately hits an enemy upward and smash it back down. The part where the enemy goes up seems to have lowered height than normal, probably because of the gravity thing that also happens in Kingdom Hearts 2, but I may be wrong. I've never played Rechain of Memories. But yeah, that is pretty much it. You do not need to do anything else to get this to work. If it didn't work, go ahead and comment down below and I'll try my best to help you. Have a fantastic day, and thank you for watching.